Alright, we back, and Satan trying to take away the word, but back with the part 2, right? With the always saying Lord's will, right? So we were in Proverbs chapter 24, right? Proverbs 27, right? In verse 1, boast not of thyself of tomorrow, right? For thou knowest not what a day may bring forth, right? And that's called being humble, right? That's also being humble, right? Because look, we go to James, right? Real quick, right? Go to James, right? 4 and verse 6. It reads, but he giveth more grace, wherefore he saith, God resisteth the proud, but giveth the grace unto the humble, right? So God giveth. So it says God resists the proud, right? He resists the proud, right? But giveth grace unto the humble. So if you're humble, right, you acknowledge the fact that the Most High is over us, right? He's the one that controls us, right? We're nothing, right? We're nothing, right? We're merely just flesh and bone, right? Dust and ashes. So if you're humble, right, and you acknowledge the Most High, right, by acknowledging and saying the Lord's will, right, then He's going to give you grace, right? Submit yourselves therefore to God, just like how a wife is supposed to submit herself to her husband. We're supposed to submit ourselves to the Most High, right? Like how a servant is not greater than his master, right? Like how YASHARAHLA said, resist the devil and he will flee from you, right? And you saying all these things are going to happen, not even acknowledging the Most High, right? That's you. That's the devil right there, right? That's Satan, right? That's a demon, right? That's a proud demon, right? Verse 10, right? It says, humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and He shall lift you up. All right, humble yourselves in the sight of the Most High, and He's going to lift you up, right? You got to believe that, right? Of course, you got to be keeping the law, statutes, and commandments also, right? So you got to be humble and acknowledge the Most High and say Lord's will. And in the Hebrew, like I said in the previous video, it's Yahweh Ratazah, right? Yahweh is the name of the Lord, right? And the name of the Father, right? If you go to Psalms, right? Psalm chapter 83, right? Show you that. Psalms 83 and 18 says that men may know that thou, whose name alone is, now says Jehovah right here, right? Art the Most High over all the earth. Now Jehovah, right? In the Hebrew is what? Yahweh, right? Some people say Yahweh, right? Some people say other stuff, but it's Yahweh, right? In the Paleo Hebrew, right? Yahweh, right? So that's the Most High's name. So you have to say Yahweh Ratazah, because He has a plan in store for all of us. Now, everything is predestinated. Go watch my video and also other brothers' videos, right, about predestination, right? So the Most High has weighed the world in the balance, like it says in 2nd Ezra. He has everything set for an appointed time. He has everything set for the foundation of the world, right? Let's just get a scripture on that, right? While we're still here. Right? Where's Ephesians at? Ephesians chapter 1, right? Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 4. According as He have chosen us in Him before the foundation, right, of the world. So before the foundation of the world, the Lord already has chosen people to know Him, to serve Him, to be righteous, and He has chosen others to be wicked, right? And He has chosen their lot. He has chosen what they're going to go through, right? Whatever we have done, it was already ordained from the Most High, that we should be holy and without blame before Him in love, having predestinated, right? us unto the adoption of children by Yahushua Mashiach to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will. Right? So that's predestination. Right? He has predestinated us to be adopted to the Most High again. Right? So this whole story was already written. Right? This whole story, right, of our history and of everybody's history, right, was already ordained for the Most High, right? And so, it goes back to the main point. We got to say Lord's will. We have to say Yahweh Ratazah, right? James said, hey, you ought to say Yahweh Ratazah. You ought to say the Lord's will, right? And that's not really, just a suggestion. This is the Lord's brother. James is the Lord's brother. So we ought to reverence him like we reverence Paul, how we reverence Yahushua, right? How we reverence the apostles, right? How we reverence the prophets, right? So with that, I like to give a call Allah Yahweh Ba'Shem Mashak Yahushua. I like to say Shalom the water. All right? Shalom.